Okay, so I promised everybody I would do a complete run through from setup to first capture, so that's what this is going to be today. I got I think all the necessary windows up here. I'll have to call up a couple other ones, but first the dome. I'm using the ASCOM dome control panel. Let's see, it's all synced up. EQMod has my scope parked right now. And I have the slave dome to scope checked, so the dome will track with the scope through ASCOM dome control panel. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to close that, get that out of the way here. So that's closed. Let's do the equipment profile manager. This is what I call my normal setup. I've used the profile normal. I have I got to click on normal. I'm thinking, what happened? Okay, I double clicked on normal to load that one. There you see I have the ASI camera 1, which is my ASI 294 MC Pro. I'm not going to go into the settings too much. You can experiment with that. It's pretty cut and dry. Well, I'll show you. I just don't want to change anything because it might not let me. It is connected, so. But basically, you just go in there and you just select the correct camera, and it does everything automatically. The only other thing I have, two other things. The scope, of course, I'm using EQMod with my Atlas Pro mount, EQG, and then that's all set up through EQMod. You connect that, and that comes up, and that's a piece of cake. Once you get this all set up too, it's a piece of cake. This is where I say sometimes that I have a 10-second delay. That's what I'm talking about. I let it settle down for 10 seconds before it goes to the next step. That way, I'm not trying to guide while the scope is still moving and such and such. And then I have one other, which is the observatory for my Next Dome. They recommend you use Beaver's Next Dome ASCOM driver. Works real good. You put that in there, and then you bring the dome control, the ASCOM dome control up. Piece of cake. It's a couple settings where you gotta set the home position, measured your dome. I have that explained in another video fairly accurately. I'm gonna close this. I don't know if it's gonna say, nope, we're good. Okay, so all the other windows, the only one I gotta show you that is not up is the target settings. I'm going for the Veal Nebula tonight. Veal Nebula, Veal, whatever. You can populate for plate setting purposes. I use telescopius.com. You put a link to one of the pictures that's been plate solved, which is basically the main picture. You just copy that and it works. And then you hit the check button and it'll come up and say, yep, that's a good picture, we can use that. And then you hit OK. I do change this setting to tomorrow morning. Otherwise, it seems to give me issues every once in a while. So I just click that add past the time that I know it's going to finish working, and then that's OK. So I'm just going to hit OK there. I haven't set this part up yet, so we can do that now. Event options. I'm going to park it when it's done. That's the only thing I'm going to click in there. And you have to hit run, saying you want to run this one. I'm going to do 5-minute exposures. I'm going to do 60. I'm going to cheat here and just type in 60 instead of hitting this stupid button. Okay, so 60 5-minute exposures, and then that should be all done. So the first thing I'm going to do is unpark the scope. You see it says it's parked. And then I'm going to drag this down because I won't be needing this and it just gets in the way. So I'm going to lower this down here. I want to check one more thing. I got PhD2 running in the background. I just want to make sure the connections are connected. Yep, it says disconnect, so that means it's connected. So I'll close that for now and minimize that. I'll bring that back up in a second. Okay, now I do have to watch because this is the first time doing the elephant trunk. It's pretty high in the sky right now, so I'm going to have to watch my scope as I do this just to make sure. Thank you, Facebook. Whatever, go away. So this is all set up. I think I got everything. I didn't mention this. I do have the temperature cooled. It's only using 23% power, so that's a good setting. I probably have this a little low. It's probably reaching its limit, but it's only using 23%. It's cooled down to 4.9 centigrade. That's pretty good. It's about 65 right now outside. All right, now I'm going to hit run sequence. That's going to fire up the dome and the mount. I'm going to have to watch and make sure. I may have to interrupt it in case I haven't set the limits on my mount yet, and I haven't gone this far, so we're going to see what happens here. And I'm going to come over here so I can watch and break a flashlight out here. Now, as you can see, the dome doesn't spin. It takes up to 15 seconds for the dome to spin. There it goes. You see the dome rotating in position. That's not too bad. That should finish going into position now. And that's good, right on center. And I have quite a ways before I have to worry about the mount, so that works. And just a quick adjustment there. It is plate solving now. I missed that setup, but it does this all automatically. I took a picture, validating it, downloading it, and then it brings up a little window over here, and it says this is where it does its work, finding matches. Okay, if a match was found, it was a little off, so it's going to center up automatically. Take another picture, do the same routine over again. And usually after one try it centers up pretty good. Yep, that's all closed. Now you see down here, I got this blocking it, so I'm going to slide that over. That's the status. Resuming the auto guider. I'm going to bring that up again. Might have an issue. Resuming the auto guider. It is connected, I don't know why. It might error out. I do have this problem every once in a while. I don't know why. So I may have to pause this and start back up at this part here. But it was working a second ago. Now, sometimes when you connect and disconnect, it errors out on you. That's something I'm doing. I don't think that's... Yeah, it failed. Oh, there it goes. Okay. I thought it failed, but it didn't. It just took a while. Okay, so now it picked the stars automatically. The moon is out, so that's probably what that glow is down there. I'm pretty bright out here tonight. But I do use the L-enhanced filter. I should be able to get the nebula. It should filter out the majority of the moon. This is kind of an experiment. As you can see, it's doing its steps. I am going to pause it until that part's done. I don't want to waste too much time with it. It's going to be a long video as it is. This is the first picture. So I'm going to pause this and we'll pick up right before it's calibrated. Okay, so guiding is almost calibrated. It's just nudging south back into position here a little bit. Usually takes, for some reason, about 4 or 5 nudges with this, with my scope. Okay, so now it's guiding. So with that working, I'm going to lower that. And you see down here, it's still waiting. It's resuming the auto guider. So it takes a couple seconds. Like I said, I got a 10-second delay. And it should start taking the first picture here pretty soon. Get that out of the way. Don't make a liar out of me. Start working here. There it goes. Taking the first picture. So, like I said, 5-minute exposure, so I'm going to pause it once again. That was the dome spinning, because I'm looking so high. The dome updates quite a bit. It's been spinning about every 2 minutes or so. I do have lots of time before I have to worry about the flips. And I'm going to pause this until the first exposure is done, and hopefully I get a half decent picture. This is a raw fits image that we're going to see on the screen here, so it's black and white, non-debayered, so it's not going to look like much, but at least you'll be able to see. I'm going to pause it now until this first shot's done. I did make a mistake. I switched targets to the Veal Nebula. I think I said elephant trunk, but the first picture is finished. It started the second one, and you can see some of the nebulosity in there on a single picture, so I'm quite satisfied with that. I'm trying to see, where's the western? Oh, that looks like the eastern part up there. This is off a computer screen, so it's probably not very clear. Hopefully I got it in there. If not, I'll have to do a mosaic and take another picture. But I'm using a red cat, so I have a pretty big area. But I don't see the... Maybe it's down here. I don't see the what I would consider the Western Veal Nebula. I'm going to call this up. Or the... What am I looking at here? Yeah, I'm looking at this part, so I think I might be missing that part. According to my telescope estimator, I should be able to get the whole thing in, but like I said, this is just an estimate, so it looks like I should have all of it, but it is spun, so actually that's probably what the problem is. Let's see. There's a way to do this and look at it. Maybe I got it this way. Nope, it should fit either way. Huh. Not sure why I don't see it. It's probably just out of the picture, unfortunately. I don't know. Maybe it's just not. I definitely got the western part. Is that it down there? That's probably it down there. Like I said, it's only one picture, so kind of hard to tell. But it's ought to stack up pretty nice. If you get that in one picture, I'm impressed with that. So that's through the first picture. I will have to come out, and you can see it down in here now that I'm looking a little harder. I will have to come back. I don't have automatic meridian flip set up yet, so I am going to come back out. I'll keep an eye on it. I have a camera over there. It's infrared, that's why it seems like that. But I can't really see the screen with that camera. I am going to get a better one. Here's the dome again. Get a better one, maybe mount it here on my pier so I can actually watch from my house. We're spoiled nowadays. But I'll let this run. Meridian. It's another good thing about Telescopius. Has all that information in it here. I'll probably come down around 9:30, 8:15. Let's see, it says the meridian, it reaches the meridian focus right about 10 o'clock, so I'll probably come down 9:30 just to make sure nothing's hitting. But that is about an hour and a half from now, so I'll get a few pictures and then I'll probably just restart the sequence and go from there. Alright, so I will show my finished product at the end of this, and we'll see what it looks like. But I'm very happy with that first picture, and I'll show you why I'm very happy. And I can't say enough about the L-enhanced filter. Everybody says you can't do astrophotography with a full moon. There's the moon. That's a full moon, and I am looking, you can see the dome, I'm looking like up there, so I'm looking at the front of the full moon, but that's a bright moon to be getting a good nebulosity in the veil. Okay, I will put the finished product on at the end of this. Hopefully it turns out half decent. Thanks.